Why silly me? What's up, Yak? Happy New Year. How are you? No, come on now. This year will be way better. It's statistically speaking and figuratively speaking. It has to be. Literally, the fate of the world depends on it. I mean, the mayor signed. The people's mayor was sworn in on a Quran. If that's not a step in the right direction, I will say I'm a little nervous about how quotable he is in the rap community. I hope he's more than just quotes, and he's all about that action. Allah is the only way. Allah's the only way. Allahu Akbar. um, Real quick. What do I got on the schedule for today? Hey, yo, what up, Colton? Let's see. Friday, we're doing some analytics stuff. We got some analytics stuff. We have to interrupt. Do some outreach today as well. My boss asked me to update his security for some reason. And we got to work on our media kit, but we got time for that. Going to the gym today. I got to deal with all the imposters at the gym. New me. New year, new me. Sign up for the gym membership. Everything's going to be crowded. What a drag. Oh, why silly me? All right. As you can see, we have a new ticker. Part of all of my tickers. Which is the view counter for videos on YouTube. So if you're like, what? Where'd this gold come from? It's an amalgamation of yeah, the task list was getting a little I think we'll clean it out every month. I think it was very comforting to just be able to have it. But if it's getting in the way of progress, then don't need it, right? So I'm thinking like, why silly me? Um, but yeah, I'm super excited to see like what we can get into as far as the content creation platforms. We're gonna be coming back at the nighttime. You feel me? We're coming back at night. Yeah, we're coming back at night. It'll start off being Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Uh, and due to me coming back at the nighttime on Saturday, on Wednesday, that means my sprint on Icon stream will be sadly coming to an end. But I still want y'all to support them. It's been a great 2 years. But I gotta defend for myself. No, I'm just playing. If I want to hit these goals and these marks, I gotta be able to move. Enter BIOS setup utility. F4. My laptop won't turn on. My work laptop, that is. I guess it's salty that I haven't turned it on in a month. 2 weeks, really. Okay. Automatic prepare. The automatic prepare just triggered, so that's a good start. I got what you need. Can I get another shot? A lot of that work looks like stuff on my phone, though. What is this? Oh. Habeas corpus. Fascinating. Gamer Riffy, what's up? Look at this dude. Nothing much, trying to get my work laptop to start working so I can actually work. I've only been at work for 4 hours now, yet to have done anything. Thank goodness I have a $5,000 PC that works. So, I can continue doing my work. Cool live stream. Sorry you don't have that much people. Cool live stream. Sorry you don't have that much. I don't really need that many people. All I need is about one or two, three or four. You know, people tend to get really caught up in like how many people are watching their stream. And I think it's important. Like, viewership is super important because viewership leads to your community, which then will eventually lead to like your ability to create content, right? Your device ran into a problem and needs to restart. Will restart for you. All right, cool. Stop code driver PMP watchdog 0x1D5. Uh, it looks like it wasn't. Is it because my computer was out of the server for so long? Oh, this is something that probably happens like when your battery dies. If your battery dies on your work laptop, it disconnects it from the server. I want. I won't leave. Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Hey, make sure you like, you know, subscribe. Uh, oh, well, yeah, that's why I said make sure you subscribe. So next time you're in the area, you'll know when I'm live. You feel me? Angie, if you want to use the bot, you got to be on Twitch. Um, YouTube was being a dickhead and made it way too difficult for us to onboard it. Captain Goofy, be kind to other people. Yeah, absolutely. Why are all my YouTube videos AI? Um, which YouTube videos? Do you have a specific one in mind? Bitch. Uh, be kind to the next person is the next task. Name 3 kind things you've done today. Um, that doesn't work though. I don't know. It's your dog water, honestly. Don't worry. I knew exactly what you meant. And you spoke out. Hey, clap it up. Proud of you. I think you still got 2 more things to do. Okay, there we go. We need to make a run playlist. That's what we need to do. Throw that on there. Hey, yo, what up, Christian? Why, silly me? Wait, do you play Roblox? No. Um, Last year I only played. I feel like I only played 5 video games last year. Um, Call of Duty. Call of Duty. I played a bunch of like homebrew games on this thing. This little Amernic thing. I really enjoy this. This was like probably the most played. I have a PlayStation 5. I got a PS. I got a PC build. Um, but if we're talking about like official, I played COD last year. I played. I got to play the new Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed Shadow. Probably my favorite game of last year. Um, I got to play an old game, Rocksmith, which is where I get to use my actual guitar to play. Um, yeah, and I started to play Braid, which is like a platform puzzler game, but I'm playing it on that. But I have like 2 other games. So I played Pokemon Recharge, which is the remastered version of Pokemon Yellow, and that was the first Pokemon game I ever played, Pokemon Yellow, and I loved it so much. So to replay it with like the updated graphics was pretty cool. And now I'm playing Pokemon Unbound. So we out here having a good time with it. Highly recommend. But don't steal nothing, all right? Uncle Hero never told you to steal shit. And if I ever have told you to steal some shit, I didn't tell you to snitch. Hey, y'all make sure y'all check out that pinned video. You feel me? Alright. So, if we can't do that, let's check out some of the promotional codes we got. We got a promotional code from Lululemon, the New York Times. Can we get them to stop sending us this? Cool. You're working on any projects right now? I am, but I literally just finished it like yesterday. Uh, um, I was working on this. Whoops. That should never be able to move, but okay. Don't worry, I'll get it in front of here in a second. But I actually should bring down the task list. Where is it at? Where's that damn task list get? There it is. Yeah. So I was working on this lovely thing. And this code is what gives me the calculations for that view count, that million view count on YouTube. So got it to finally work. Put some JavaScript inside of there so I could produce that bar script that you see up there. Fits the aesthetic of my page very, very naturally. But then we're gonna go back to working on the game that we created. So once we're here, so we're looking at $7.99, which is great. 2 days, 799 views. Gotta love it. And you guys are contributing to that number. So when I run it at the end of the day today, we'll see some more stuff. I don't know if you've seen me in your server, but I stream every day too. I haven't checked my server in a minute. But I feel like I have seen your name before. Do you stream on Twitch or do you stream on YouTube? Why silly me? You stream on YouTube? Okay. Nice. Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, in the self-promotion section. Do you not like streaming on YouTube? Coding every day until I become a web dev, day 40. How's the web dev journey going? I got what you want. I got what you need. Can I get another shot? I found that Twitch has a better community as far as coding's concerned, but hey, whatever works for you. I stream on both platforms. I stream on all platforms, right? So, you can find me on a multitude of places. Find me on Twitch, Reddit, Discord, Blue Sky, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. I appreciate that. You feel me? That's what we call unmitigated Support. We love it. So why are you learning how to program? Are you trying to get a job? Or you just want to be able to build some cool shit? Oh, both? Okay. Okay. Well, like if you're trying to get a job, like you definitely need to focus here on the skill set that you need to develop in order to get said job. But you know all this stuff. You're 52 days into the game. Hmm. All right, that doesn't work as well as I thought it was gonna work. Uh, okay, so that doesn't work either. Damn, double negative. Yeah, have a good one. Have a good one. Hopefully I can catch your stream live one day. Ah, okay, this is what I was looking for. $8:30 tonight, Central Standard Time. Central Standard, nice. I got this. Quick question: Do you do coding? Yeah, with strangers. Did my name not give that away? Because if it didn't, I need to work on branding. Because I feel like that should have been like the barrier of entry right there, right? If somebody clicked on my channel, saw coding on the screen, and I'm wearing and it's like coding with strangers. If I can't do that, I can't convey that, I failed. Mission's over. Do not return. But yeah, long story short, yeah, I can code. Now, how good am I? Let me ask you a few questions. How bad are you? Because that really dictates how good I am. Gang. Gang, gang, gang. Alright, let's upgrade the stream real quick. We don't need the music for right now.
Hello, I'm Rahul and I welcome you to the Analytics Engineering Bootcamp course. I'm really excited that you have decided to join this course. Analytics engineering is one of the most sought out roles by employers recently. In this course, you will learn all the skills that are required to becoming an amazing analytics engineer.
Your PC on.
Let's start by understanding what an analytics engineer is. Role of an analytics engineer was born out of the shift from ETL to ELT approach, plus an adoption and advancements in the cloud technologies. What this means is that the data now lands to the data warehouse before it is transformed. Previously, data was extracted and transformed before it was loaded to the data warehouse. Because of this, most of the extract and transformed was handled by data engineers. Data engineers were responsible for infrastructure and the extract and transformation jobs. Now, the recent shift towards ELT, it allowed very technical data experts, such as BI analyst, data analyst, or data warehouse developers to be fully in charge of data transformation jobs. Since they already have been working very close to the business and writing complex SQL queries, including identifying business logics, they have a very good understanding of business and the analytics. Traditionally, with ETL approach, if you wanted someone who can do all of this, you will probably need to find someone with a software engineering background who can also perform data analyst job. This is very hard to find. However, with the ELT's shift, it is easier to find people with good SQL skills with a strong technical background who can bridge this gap. This is why an analytics engineering role is becoming very popular and much needed role for a company. Modern data project teams usually contain a minimum of these team members, and their personas and roles are described here. Data architect works closely with the subject matter experts, team members, and project managers, and takes the responsibility of designing and creating blueprints for the entirety of the project. Data engineers focus on building infrastructure, data pipelines, and handling data ingestions. Data engineers usually have skills in Python, Java, and other programming languages. An analytics engineer role is to handle data transformation and model that data so it is ready for use. They have expert knowledge in various data warehouse technologies such as BigQuery, Snowflake, Redshift. They also have a good understanding of OLTP systems as well as data modeling techniques, since their aim is to build the most performant data warehouse which can support business requirements. BI analysts, their role is to unlock business insights using business intelligence tools such as Looker, Data Studio, Tableau, and Power BI. Their focus is to apply business logic and to create a semantic model for reporting purposes. Then we have a project manager who is responsible for the successful delivery of the project on time. Here, analytics engineer sits at the intersection of the teams, almost as a bridge between technical and the business teams. Here are some of the skill sets that's required for analytics engineers. Please note that exact responsibilities and requirements of this role can be different from companies to companies, and this is by no means an exhaustive list. However, the first row here is the must-have skill for an analytic engineer. These are the skill sets that you will be using in your day-to-day activities. You will be working with data transformations, debugging or optimization of SQL codes, building and maintaining data warehouse, and building your data models. Second skill set here is something you should be aware of and try to improve over time. For example, data orchestration. This is usually handled by data engineers. However, you will need to know how to use the tool of your choice for your company in order to orchestrate your data models. Version control is a different one. It is here in the second list because you won't be doing advanced Git deployment strategies, as this is usually handled by the data team. However, you will be required to use this every day to version control your SQL and data models, so this is an important skill to have. Our third skill set, I categorize this as good to know, because it is unlikely that you will be writing Python code in your day-to-day job as an analytics engineer or to build CI/CD pipelines. Having some understanding of these skill sets and principles will certainly help you become a better analytic engineer. Now we understand the skills required for an analytic engineer, let's have a look at some of the tools that you are likely to use daily as an analytics engineer. Now again, it really depends on what tools your company decides to adopt, but this list here should give you a starting point to explore further. You will notice that each skill set we mentioned previously translate to a set of tools. In order for you to do data transformation and data modeling, you are most likely to be using dbt with a combination of SQL and command line console or a terminal. As an analytic engineer, you are most likely to be working day to day using a modern data warehouse technologies such as BigQuery or Snowflake. You will be expected to know various data modeling techniques such as Kimball or Data Vault. All the SQL code and models you've produced will be source controlled by using tools such as GitHub or GitLab. Once this data is available for use, It will be connected to a business intelligence tool for report building and self-serve BI purposes. This is not something you will be doing day to day, but having some understanding of these tools help better modeling. Same goes for Airflow and Dexter. These are the data orchestration tools you will not be managing, but you will be likely using this to perform data orchestration of your DBT models. Finally, we have Python, R, which are programming languages, and Apache Beam, which is used to create data processing pipelines, including batch and streaming processing. Google PubSub is an example of a messaging service for exchanging event data amongst applications and services. These are all data engineering focused tools. Having some or good understanding of these technologies and underlying concepts are important for an analytic engineer, as you will be the one who will act as a bridge between technical and business teams. Hopefully, by now, you have a better understanding of roles, responsibilities, and skill sets required to become an analytics engineer. Hello everyone, and welcome to the course overview section. In this video, we will go through an overview of all the content in this course. This is a really important section, so please don't skip, as it will help you get familiar with what you'll be learning throughout this course. So let's get started. First, we start by understanding what a database is. In this section, we will go through in detail to understand the database and its use cases. We will look at everything around database technologies, including DBMS and popular systems. Also, the section on different types of databases is very important if you're new to this space. We will look at OLTP and OLAP systems and differences between them, how they play an important role for an analytics engineer. After this, we will discuss NoSQL database technologies and how they are different to database systems using examples and use cases. In section 3, we will discuss the data warehouse in detail. This section will cover almost everything you need to know about data warehouse and benefits of a data warehouse. Highlight of this section is a data warehouse architecture, where you will get to understand what a data warehouse architecture looks like and different types of architecture designs. As an analytics engineer, it is very important to get familiar with architecture and design decision making, so this is an important section. Then we will look at differences between data marts and data warehouse and various business intelligence technologies. We wrap up this section by understanding differences between ETL and ELT, including various data load strategies. Section 4 is all about data modeling and ERD notations. The aim of this section is to build a foundation on what data modeling is and how it is done, what is involved in data modeling, and how do you build one. It will also discuss entity relationship diagrams and various techniques involving in creating an ERD. We will also see how it fits in within the data modeling process. Being able to draw an ERD is a very important skill to have for an analytics engineer, and this section will give you all that required skill. In the next section, we will go through what normalization is and how it is different from denormalization. It will discuss all the steps involved in normalizing a table, from understanding data anomalies all the way to various normalization levels, including examples. Denormalization techniques such as adding redundant columns, storing derived columns, and pre-joining tables will be discussed in this section, including examples. Section 6 is all about data warehouse design methodologies. This is a very important section for analytics engineer who wants to understand all the different data warehouse design methodologies. These methodologies are Inman, Kimball, Data Vault, and One Big Table. I recommend not to skip this section, as it will give you a good understanding of why certain methodologies are popular while others are not so much. Having a good understanding of these methodologies will in return help you become better at making architectural and design decisions. After we build our understanding of different data warehouse methodologies, in section 7, we will select dimensional modeling, and we will do an in-depth discussion on this topic. You will get to see what dimensional modeling is all about and how you go about building your data warehouse using this technique. It will discuss data warehouse lifecycle developed by Kimball and steps involved in dimensional modeling. You will develop a solid understanding of dimensions and facts, including various types of dimensions, such as conformed dimensions, junk dimensions, degenerate dimensions, role-playing dimensions, and slowly changing dimensions. You will also get familiar with different types of facts, such as additive, semi-additive, and non-additive facts. We will also discuss fact table granularity and look at what is transaction, period, and accumulative types fact tables. We then wrap up this section by discussing star schema and snowflake schema. Then we have our very exciting hands-on section, where we will combine all of our learnings so far and build a dimensional data warehouse using BigQuery and dbt. This is a big section, as it contains building data warehouse from scratch using a use case, so you get to see how a process starts from gathering business requirements all the way to technical implementation. For someone who is experienced, they might want to give a quick scan at most of the theoretical sections as a refresher and continue directly at section 8 to do hands-on. For someone who is just venturing out into the analytics and BI world, I would recommend going through everything from start to give you a solid foundation. This is everything for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone. Before we get started with our analytics engineering course, I would like to give some tips on how you can navigate this course and get the best out of it. First few sections of this course are theory heavy, so watch these videos at your own pace. Don't rush through these videos. If you think you understand the concepts and theories clearly, feel free to move on to different topics that interest you. However, if you're completely new to analytics engineering, my recommendation would be to watch all the videos. At any point, if you think you don't understand concepts well enough or you are confused, pause the video and make a note of it. Try to Google the questions. This helps you to build up a good practice of being able to find solutions by yourself. This is an important skill set to build up. Every lecture here contains quizzes and challenges, so please don't skip these quizzes. These are here to help test your understanding of the concepts and ideas, and they are fun to complete. Some of these quizzes we have here are frequently asked during interview as a check to see candidates' knowledge. I have recorded these lecture videos at a normal pace and can feel a bit slow for some people. The intention here is so that the lectures are not felt rushed through. My recommendation is to watch the videos at 1.2x speed. You can find this in Udemy video settings. Feel free to adjust the video speeds to meet your liking. Please follow along the hands-on section instead of just watching it. Hands-on section is aimed to get you familiar with required skill sets and the tools that you'll need as an analytic engineer. If you get stuck or have any questions, or if you found a bug, feel free to use Q&A board and messages to communicate. I also encourage learning together and brainstorming ideas. If you have any suggestions on how to improve this course, I'm more than happy to hear it from you too. After you have completed this course, I encourage you to continue studies on your own. Even though this course has a lot of contents, what we will learn here is just the start of a journey towards becoming an awesome analytics engineer. Finally, I have created this course in a way so that most of the important concepts and topics are covered and everything is in one place. Whenever there is a doubt in a concept or an idea, we can quickly come back to this course and use this as a reference guide. So this is it. Thank you very much again for choosing this course, and let's begin our journey towards becoming an amazing analytics engineer. Hello everyone. Before we get started with our analytics engineering course, I would like to give some tips on how you can navigate this course and get the best out of it. First few sections of this course are theory heavy. Hello everyone. Welcome to this lecture about databases. Here we are going to learn all about databases, starting with the definition of a database. Then we'll look at different types of databases such as SQL and NoSQL. We will also be covering various NoSQL database technologies. We will wrap up this section by looking at differences between on-prem and cloud databases. Before we start, I would like to mention that throughout these courses, you will come across many new terminologies. If you are new to the world of data and data warehouses, do not worry. I have made sure that anything that is important is covered throughout these courses. So let's dive right in. Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture about databases. So what is a database? A database is basically where a collection of data is stored. Most companies use some form of database to power their applications and store their data. Databases handles many operations, but mostly they take care of day-to-day business transactions, or we can use data to store the data in the database to produce business reports. By storing data in a database, it allows easier management and analysis of your data. So let's have a look at some example use cases. An online retail company can use a database to store data of a customer name, phone numbers, payment methods, billing address, and other contact details. Music streaming service providers could use a database to store song and artist information, customer favorite track list, billing details, or even promotional materials. Most companies, including Facebook, Netflix, Amazon, Uber, or many others, are using one form or the other of database to store data and process data for presentation, reporting, or even machine learning purposes. So due to the nature of business requirements and different types of data, these companies usually use a combination of different types of databases. It can be a relational database or non-relational databases, sometimes known as NoSQL. So usually a database is managed by DBMS, Database Management System. A database management system is a software designed to store, retrieve, define, and manage data in a database. You might have a question at this point, then what is the difference between a database and DBMS? As we already know, a database is a collection of data, while DBMS allows the user to interact with that data. Together, this is usually called a database system, but we usually just say database in a shortened form. So how is data stored inside a database? To overly simplify this, it is stored in a table as rows and columns. For people who are familiar with Excel, it will look very similar to an Excel table. Just to note that there are other types of databases which do not store data in a table form. Reason being is to handle various business requirements. We also require different type of databases to handle those differences. So let's make sure we make a note of that for now, and we'll discuss that later in the course. So to access data stored in a database or to do any form of aggregations, we need to use SQL. So far we've come across a couple of new terms, SQL and DBMS. Let's have a look at these in a bit more detail. Let's have a quick look at what is SQL. SQL is a language that is used to interact with a database. We can use SQL to do various forms of data manipulation. Most of the data cleaning work that the data only does usually involves use of SQL. Most common type of actions are retrieving data from a database, transformation or cleaning of that data. It could even be writing results back to your database. SQL is not a new invention. It has existed since 1979. When SQL was invented back then, there wasn't a set of industry standards, so it has gone through many iterations. Also, many database system providers, such as Microsoft, Oracle, and IBM, has created their own flavor of SQL.
Happy New Year, Danger. What's happening? Thanks, Brad, for the follow on YouTube. Hopefully, Danger, you're doing all right. Here to a good year. Killing the art world. May all your assets be bought by a multi-billion-dollar company and you never have to work again. Oh, and I just realized that the anti-cheat, the anti-cheat on this is not going. Hey, yo, what's up, Icon? The anti-cheat or the anti-piracy doesn't allow you guys to see the screen, but at least you guys can hear the lecture. I think it's a good lecture. It's a great lecture. Anyone who struggled on an interview with me at work, like, I think I'm the only person to ever have done this in an interview. Whenever someone that like bombs an interview, I like give them like things they should work on, and this is like the course I always recommend. Like, you need to be more comfortable talking about the code and stuff like that. So I created this for them, and I send this out to them. It's like it was $8, and I think like they had a sale and it went down to like $6. It's a good course. It's a good course. Icon, Happy New Year. Hopefully everything's going all right with you.
This is why when you use different database systems, you'll notice there's a slight variation in syntax. These days, most of the companies follow ANSI standard SQL, which defines standard for modeling and manipulation of data. It supports general commands like select, create, update, and insert. Let's try to summarize our understanding of SQL by looking at an example. Let's say we have a table named customer. The data is stored in the table as rows and columns. We have headers for each column and each row contains a record for each customer. Now, if we want to write a SQL query to retrieve all that information that is stored inside this table, it will look something like this. Select star from customer. This SQL query result will return all the records in our customer table. This is because in our SQL syntax, we are using star or asterisk. When we use asterisk, it will return every record in our customer table. Let's have a look at another scenario where we want to retrieve information about a specific customer named Mary. How do we do that? So we have to write another SQL query to retrieve this information. It will look something like this. Select star from customer where first name equal Mary. Here you can see we have an additional SQL statement, a where clause. What this means is instead of asking our database to return all the data for customers, we are now asking our database to return data for Mary only. So hopefully this simple example have given you more insight into what rows and columns are, also some basic functionality of SQL syntax and how it operates. At this time, the goal is not to go more deeper into SQL, but to just give you a very quick overview and general understanding of SQL. Let's move on to the next section. Hello everyone, welcome back. Let's discuss a bit more about DBMS or Database Management System in this section. Earlier, we briefly discussed DBMS. To recap, a database management system is a software designed to store, retrieve, define, and manage data in a database. DBMS connects data and the software by providing an interface to users and ways to connect to other databases and various applications. Traditionally, database applications were built on top of databases, which created various challenges in areas such as data integration, data access, data security, administration, and data sharing. DBMS was designed to solve these challenges. DBMS can also work with various storage types, relational database, object database, flat file systems, and hierarchical databases. Let's have a quick look at some popular DBMS. Here we have Microsoft SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle Database, PostgreSQL, SQLite, MariaDB, Amazon RDS, Google Cloud SQL. Some database systems here might look familiar to you, as there are some which are very popular across industry. Some database systems are created by different companies, such as Microsoft, Oracle, while some are open source systems, such as MariaDB and PostgreSQL, which are free to use. So what does Amazon RDS and Google Cloud SQL do? They provide something called managed database services. Let's say you have downloaded MariaDB, as it's free and open source and popular across industry to build database. You'll still need to consider scalability. You can't just run your database on a computer with, let's say, 250 gigabyte hard drive space. What happens when you run out of that space? How do you scale it? Amazon RDS and Google Cloud SQL give you an option to use their cloud database services so that you can scale very easily without having worry to hardware and infrastructure maintenance. So to summarize DBMS is a software that stores huge amount of data into your tables. It allows you to manage and retrieve your data very easily. It enables concurrent data access and allows you to access your data at a very granular level. It also allows you to perform backups very quickly and easily and allows you to manage constraints within your systems. Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture about spreadsheet versus database. So in this section, we are going to look at how is database different to a spreadsheet. Most of us have used spreadsheets at some point as they are very popular across industry. They used to be desktop-based spreadsheet files, but in recent years, due to cloud modernization, we can use spreadsheets online. Most popular spreadsheets are Excel by Microsoft or Google Sheets by Google. Data is stored in the form of rows and columns, and calculations and reports can be produced by writing formulas or creating pivot tables. Using spreadsheets, you can also create very nice visualization, graphs, and chart in a very quick and easy way. Spreadsheets can also give you some level of automation by providing with something called macros. Macros are a set of actions that you can run many times. It does this by recording your actions and you can replay this afterwards. This saves you time on performing repetitive tasks. At this point, you might have questions if you've never used a database before, or how does it look compared to a spreadsheet. So let's have a look at both of these side by side. On your left side, you can see the spreadsheet. There are columns and rows. In column F, you can see a formula which multiply unit prices and quantity to create total price. After this, the rest of the cells are populated through a function, which is a form of automation. On your right side, you have Google BigQuery. Here, things are a little bit different. Data is stored in table, order details, but you can't add records or data to database like how you would do it in a spreadsheet. If you remember in our earlier discussions, you need SQL to interact with a database. Using SQL, you can retrieve, manipulate, or even delete the data in a database. Here you can see we are selecting everything from the database tables, but also creating a new column called total.
They said something interesting there. Let me take some notes. Which of the following parallel data types explicitly stated as identified individuals itself, even though it's comprised of health data, seeing sensory data, setting milestones, patient reported data. Please let me be done with this. Alright, thank goodness. It looks like I just have hundreds of these things.
Are populated through a function, which is a form of automation. On your right side, you have Google BigQuery. Here, things are a little bit different. Data is stored in table, order details, but you can't add records or data to database like how you would do it in a spreadsheet. If you remember in our earlier discussions, you need SQL to interact with the database. Using SQL, you can retrieve, manipulate, or even delete the data in a database. Here you can see we are selecting everything from the database tables, but also creating a new column called total price. Once the SQL query run is completed, at the bottom you can see the results in a table form. This comparison shows how the same results are achieved between database and a spreadsheet. You probably now have somewhat understanding of a database and how it is compared to a spreadsheet and how or what are the similarity between these two different systems. Let's have a look at some of the differences. Spreadsheets are not an alternative to database. They have different use cases. Spreadsheets store limited number of records and generally under 1 million rows. Once you get close to this number, it's very likely will slow down your computer or your formulas will take ages to run. In a database, there's really no limit to how much data you can store. Sometimes you will get hit by hardware limitations, but it can be resolved in a fairly easy manner. Spreadsheets load all the data when you do any calculations, which can be very limiting when you do calculation across a large amount of data. In return, database systems only load the data you request and know how to optimize to speed up calculation via various methods, such as indexing, partitioning, clustering. Don't worry if you don't know what these means, we'll cover these later in our sections. Spreadsheet is static. What this means is data is not updated frequently, and data is manually updated. It can sometimes connect to some other external sources to get data, but it's not the most efficient way to do it. On the other hand, a database is dynamic. It can receive data from various data sources. Due to the way database is designed, it is dynamic, and normalization allows data to be updated in the most efficient and dynamic way. Spreadsheets are easy to create. This is why it's very popular, as anyone can use spreadsheet to create reports. Database is difficult. You need to have a good understanding of how to set up and maintain database while making sure you understand various data modeling techniques to get optimum results. Since spreadsheets are only one single sheet with multiple tabs, as the data grows, it becomes very hard to find data lineage and any complex information within spreadsheets. In database, it's very easy and fast due to SQL allowing you to write complex search queries, and most of the time you also have various data model diagrams to assist your way through complex table setup. So that's everything for now. Let's move on to our next lecture. Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture on different types of databases. In this section, we are going to go deep dive into understanding various database technologies that exist currently and what purpose they serve. We'll also look at these technologies from a use case perspective and how they all fit together. Fundamentally, we can categorize databases into two types, SQL database and NoSQL databases. SQL database function is mostly to handle data which is in the form of rows and columns, in a way structured data, while NoSQL database function ranges from semi-structured to unstructured data. We can even go further and categorize these two into subcategories, such as SQL database can either be relational or analytical, while NoSQL database can be in a form of key value stores, document database, wide column database, graph database, or even search engines. They all have their special purpose in our world of data, and we will try to understand each of these closer next. Let's start by SQL database, and specifically relational OLTP database. OLTP stands for Online Transaction Processing. This type of database is used when working with transactional data, systems such as CRM, banking systems, or retail applications. In a relational database, data is stored as rows and columns. This design allows operations such as insert, update, delete to perform efficiently and consistently. In OLTP systems, insert and update operations are performed very frequently, as we are working with business data and applications. For example, think of people making all those purchases online. It's a form of transaction. Since OLTP databases deal with business transactions, they need to be available 24/7. Any downtime in these systems can have significant impact on business, so companies usually put very strict backup and disaster recovery processes. OLTP is built to collect large amount of data from various business sources, hence, they usually store our source of truth or original source of data. This is why, in an OLTP system, most of the queries are day-to-day business specific queries. Simple queries, which return a small number of records, such as accessing individual records, inserting a new record for a new customer, or even updating or inserting a new phone number of a customer. In OLTP systems, tables are highly normalized. We will cover normalization in detail in coming lectures. However, normalization is a way of organizing data by creating relationship between tables. This creation of relationships removes redundancy and inconsistent dependency of data while improving data integrity. Let's look at an example. Here you can see sales table with multiple columns. Without normalizing this table, we risk data redundancy and data duplication issues. Normalization basically means splitting the big table with many columns into smaller tables. On the right, you can see customer orders and order items table.
It's break time. All right, good. I need a break anyway. See you guys in 30. Oh, you want me to leave this on? I'll leave it on for you guys.
And you use.
No, actually, I want to hear this shit too. BRB, going to Columbia. Alright. Break's over, losers. We need to get a retool. So much training. Which of them is not one of the four purposes of...
That's when that little Cassius Clay from Louisville, Kentucky came up and stopped Sonny Liston, the man who annihilated Floyd Patterson's heist. He was going to kill me. He hit harder than George. His reach was longer than George. He's a better boxer than George. And I'm better now than I was when you saw that 22-year-old undeveloped kid running from Sonny Liston. I'm experienced now.
Please.
Been broke, been lost, knocked down a couple times. I'm bad.
Yeah.
I've done something new for this fight. I done wrestled with an alligator. That's right. I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. That's bad. Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean I make medicine sick. Man, dude. Bad. Fast. 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 Last night I cut the light off in my bedroom, hit the switch, was in the bedroom, the room was dark. Fast. You, George Foreman, all of you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him. All of you. I know you got him. I know you got him picked, but the man's in trouble. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Hey yo, what's up? Happy New Year. Hopefully you got everything going on. Man, you got any new goals? Any aspirations? Crazy. $500 milligrams. Uh, can I get a shout out for my birthday? No. Bum, 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 bum. This website moving slow as shit. Come on, man. Of course there's a quiz. Requiring to conduct the internal audit. Yeah. It's almost over now. that's a real topic of discussion. When motherfuckers getting paid for the fantasy football leagues? Yeah, where your mom's at? Where your mom's at, fam? Huh. Yeah, that is a good question. Why is Georgia dictating if we see each other? HM, what up? Indiana did put the beating on Ohio, quite convincingly. And then they just beat the brakes off of Indiana. It's that coach. Everyone's afraid of that coach. Yeesh. Ba-da-doo-doo. Hey, going crazy, yo. Five, 6, 7, 8. What's up, everybody? Wes, John, try to end this workday strong. Doing a bunch of teachings. One way or another, gonna find you, gonna get you, come get you. Maybe next day, find you. Hey, yo, Pilot VR. That's 3 YouTube subscribers in one stream. That's a record today. Thank you so much for the subscription. We are 1 YouTube subscriber away from 1,630 subscribers. More training. This one has 6 questions. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm right. I'm left. I'm left. I'm right. I'm left. I'm left. I'm right. Fall back. Hmm? Lady Amelia, what's up? Thanks for the follow. Oh. Shout out to whoever gave me that last subscriber. You a real one. All of me. You can never have all of me. You can I said you can have all of me. You can never have. Yeah, guess it's time for you to fall back. Look out, CJ. CJ, whatever you've been doing to the algorithm is working. I've been seeing a lot more of your posts in the YouTube shorts. No, I've actually seen them on several occasions. Like there was one where you were talking about a controller, and then it's like I don't, I always wanted to be good at fighting games, but I'm only good at like Smash Brothers. And good, I'm there's a lot of emphasis on that good word, right? I can't do like a Hadoken on command. Like I know it's quarter circle square, punch square or somewhere, but I could never do it on command. I'd get too nervous. The thing about it is I can't, because it's no point in me. Like I've been playing. I downloaded Capcom versus SNK, but ooh, CJ, you might be able to tell me the answer to this. Back in high school, there was like this Sega Genesis handheld where it was like SNK fighters. There was like this red haired dude. He wears like a black coat, and it looks like the coat is connecting his it looks like his legs are connected together by like one belt. And he has red hair. He looks like a vampire. I think he turns into a vampire. But he was like a Chiba version of them. They were like shrunken down versions of them. But I mean, the game was so cool to me in grade school. And I know I know my imagination was carrying the fuck out of those graphics, but I'd give money to be able to find the name of that game. And I was like, who would I ask? And it's funny that you showed up here. CJ. Yeah, CJ, you're a legend. Let me look this up. If this is it, CJ, the money I would have spent to buy that game, I'm gonna come give somebody a subscription on your channel. Oh wow, I don't recall it being in color, but here it is, I think, in color. Huh. Okay, so it's basically a King of Fighters game. So let's just start there. A list of all the King of Fighter games. Yeah, yeah. Let me know what you find. I'm super curious. King of Fighters 94. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think, man, I don't know. They were just like shrunken down versions of themselves. But it was so intense. Dreamcast. And it was on a handheld. Neo Geo Dreamcast. Neo Geo Arcade. Yeah, King of Fighters R2. There's a part of me that doesn't even think it was in color. This one looks very close to it. Very close to it, though. The R2 one. Yeah, it's this one. It's this one. I'm literally looking at that dude in the red. This image is singed into my memory. This image was literally singed into my memory. Look out, CJ.
Get down.
Oh yeah.
Memory unlocked. I feel so. It feels so like, because all I remember was like there was a combo that this kid did and that guy in the red turned into a vampire or something. I don't know what what combination you would have to put into the game to make that happen. But if I could land that attack, I think I'd be good for life. Yeah, I have Third Strike on here now. And a few other ones. I just said every now and again I'm just going turn it on and hit a quarter circle square and just let it run. Yeah, this is the game. I'm looking at the gameplay. This is it. Truly fascinating. Thanks, CJ. That's crazy how quickly you put. This is something that I've on. What did I say the first time? SNK. Like I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. I didn't know shit. I do not know any. I'm such a poser. I'm such a poser. Oh well, I guess the one I was looking for did have SNK, but the King of Fighters is the one I was really looking for. I'm such a poser. And I guess that character's name is Lori. Nice. Got some great animation work. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh man, I didn't even and check the stock market before the day close. Stone Cold. That's me. Stone Cold. I guess that will work. I have to. Technical describe the tool set this before. Really? Happy New Year, suck it. How we living? Well, you know, it's been less than 48 hours, so, you know, I haven't been arrested. Ain't nobody knocked on the door saying that I need to pay child support, so, you know, I'm thinking we're doing all right.
It doesn't matter who we are.
So far, so good.
What matters is our plan.
Who knocks out everybody and no one can hoop him. That's the level of passion play.
Got some videos out.
Sonny Liston, the man who annihilated Floyd Patterson twice, he was going to kill me. But he hit harder than George. His reach was longer than George. He's a better boxer than George. And I'm better now than I was when you saw that 22-year-old undeveloped kid running from Sonny Liston. I'm experienced now, professional. Jaw's been broke.
Yeah, sorry, wrong address. You're looking for Villain Avenue. This is Hero Broadway.
That's right. I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. That's bad. Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick.
Man, thank God today's Friday, because even though no one's really working, the amount of people who have emailed me today alone is proof that I'm not ready to be back at work. Like, because over the weekend I did a quick project, Like, I got to work on this. And basically it gives me the subtotal of all the views. Like, there wasn't a specific API call out for YouTube analytics. Or maybe there is and I just couldn't find it. But basically, I needed to be able to pull Yeah, I looked at the documentation, I read it, and you could pull all the views from the channel, but what I really wanted to do was pull all the views of the new from just of the year, of the current year. And I kind of got myself mixed up because at first it was like 4 lines of code and I was like, oh, this is super easy. And then I realized that it was just counting the views of all the videos without taking into consideration what it is. So we needed a way to discover the videos, got that, and then save the video. So basically I created my own list, my own static list. And every time a new view has come to my channel, it'll update my static list after it counts the differential, the delta between the 2 videos, right? Yeah, exactly. So it took me a minute to figure that out. I had to ask ChatGPT at the end. I was like, okay, I think my math was off, but what it really was it wasn't just cumulative, and I think that was the key word there. The cumulative total. Every time the video, and I told it to disregard the title and the date, and only focus on the view differential. And once the view differential was once it was able to establish that there was a view differential, then that list, and then very simply stored it to this memory, and then it just keeps a tally of it. So anytime I run this, it updates itself. And then we just got a quick little JavaScript. I took this from the code that we did with the bars already. So you see the bars and everything on my screen. So yeah, so now I have the 799 views to 1 million. you looking at you talking, and that's how sometimes I feel when I'm watching your stream. You be talking about like these forward, mid, high, low kicks, and I'll be like, he did kick the shit out of him, but I don't know if that was a high kick. You ever see somebody he said when I heard you say quarter circle, I was like, yeah, I can go on. I just turned the volume down. I just turned the volume down. I was like, yeah, this ain't for me. I said, yeah, this ain't for me. It's important. But yeah, Saket, I'll make this available in my GitHub. I started the repository, but I haven't downloaded it yet. But I'll add this to the repository if you want to steal the logic, so you can use it for whatever project you were doing. I'm in IT, but I don't do no dev stuff. It just gives me a headache. I thought I wanted to do stuff like that, but I was working on email servers with PowerShell, and I was very frustrated. Trial and error type teachers. Yeah, I like that methodology too. It's very, very much so my thing. We do a lot of fucking up here, okay?
Why are you here?
We do a lot of fucking up over here. And then maybe what I'll end up doing is making this into a batch file. The one thing I haven't figured out how to do is because it runs. The one thing I haven't figured out how to do is like, I have to refresh the page on stream. So it's a custom widget. It's just a web page though. So I would just have to find a way. I'd probably just have to bring the web page to here, which would be annoying, but we could do it. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's a traceback error. So the number one thing with programming is understanding your bugs, because a lot of people think programming is put on the Matrix music and the fucking green waterfall letters and you're typing in the hoodie. No, it's really just you reading red squiggly lines and understanding how important having shit like this is, because now that you have this, if something breaks, you can literally just be like, oh, it broke in the new views, so I can just go to the new views function and fix it. But usually whenever something breaks, I think I had like an error up here about line 187. It's just you just gotta know. It's about reading your bugs. Yeah, see, but I feel like that person was just a dickhead, right? Because if I ask somebody like, what does white space mean? And he says, well, I don't know, maybe you should Google it. I'd be like, hey, manager, get me someone else new to train me, because you're not paying me to be a fucking guess-em-all. I hate, like, people like them are just gatekeepers. We call them gatekeepers. They're dickheads. Because they're afraid, and I literally just put out a short. I put out a short about this today. Like, some people really do be, like, hating on you. And, like, some people who are even ahead of you will see that you're getting better and try and be like, you're not doing too good. Because they're afraid to see you get better. In the NFL, and this was something that, like, reigned supreme. O.C. Umenyiora taught me this shit. Because when O.C. got to the Giants, he was getting there 1 year before Strahan's retirement. And O.C. said, Strahan said to him, if they brought somebody that looked like you, who play your position, they didn't bring him there to be your friend. They brought him there to replace you. And O.C. was tall, light-skinned, handsome, and athletic. And he said the only thing Strahan wasn't handsome. I thought that was so funny. And then afterwards he'd be like, no, he's handsome, but he doesn't have straight teeth. And I used to be like, y'all ain't right. Leave that man alone. So that was always funny. But O.C. told me that, and I was like, so I guess then you're not worried about me because I'm not handsome. He was like, yeah, you're right, but you are Nigerian. O.C.'s Nigerian, so he's like, you're Nigerian, so I got to be careful. Needless to say, O.C. had nothing to worry about. We also had fucking JPP. But I think JPP was Caribbean. He was from the Caribbeans. Prince Anuka Mora. There was a lot of Nigerians on the Giants team. Yeah, we love a good time. Sleep time? What do you mean sleep time? It's way past your bedtime. You're almost off by like 4 or 5 hours, Yak. But get some rest. Man, that white man wasn't holding you back. I'm on my normal time zone right now. Switching soon. Not a huddle. CJ is not serious, everybody. Well, I was accused yesterday of stealing white culture, so I was accused of being a culture vulture. Yak said I said it on stream, but I actually wore that hat. I wore this hat yesterday downtown Chicago during New Year's, and I think like a Ukrainian lady was mad at me. No, she definitely was like, why do you have that hat on? Why do you have that hat on? I was like, shit, it's cold. It protects my ears. She should have been my culture is in your costume. She definitely asked me twice. Hey man, you know, this year we have goals, and one of my goals wasn't giving a fuck about people's feelings. You feel me? You will lose a lot of sleep trying to figure out what's fucking wrong with everybody. I mean, we literally live in a world where people voted for something, then they got that something, and now they don't know what to do. Well, yeah, I'm forced to give a fuck about your feelings because you're the boss here, so, you know. We acknowledge our rightful owners. And it looks like I won't be going to Arizona anymore because the Georgia Bulldogs lost last night. But we still might have to go to San Diego. Oh, by the way, I won my fantasy football league. So clap it up to me for that. We're eating good this month. Stock market with a mild recovery day. Almost 1 total percent. Good night, Yag. I saw 6 on my way home and my tags are expired. Oh man. And like the only reason why I see that's why I'm a big fan of getting your license plates in one city or one state and then moving to another. Because my license plates are still from Maryland, and literally unless they're looking me up, they would need my name and my license to be ordered to look me up. Because if your license plate is from the state, then the officer can just look up the place and get your name. But in order to do that, they would have to pull me over. And if they pull me over without reasonable cause, the first question I'm going to ask is, why did you pull me over? And if they say, oh, we want to run your out-of-state tags, I'm like, the fuck? Leah! Happy New Year! What's up, Leah? Leah, what's our New Year's resolutions? What are we trying to get into? Yeah, go to sleep. Yeah, don't come back now when you see Leah. Go to sleep. Keep that same energy. No, I'm just playing. CJ, and really it's because I'm supposed to get a new car this year. But there's no reason for me to get a car if I'm taking the train all day. Like literally, because public transportation is such a flex. Like living in a city where public transportation is cool. Like every now and then you got to run into a crazy person on the train. But when you're my size, that's easy. Like even a crazy person knows maybe I should not fuck with that person. Like I can tell I might, like, Your Honor, I might be crazy, but I'm not like stupid. Cause she definitely walked up. There was like 4 people in front of me, and she walked up to each person, and as she was doing it, she apologized. That was the crazy part. She was like, "Sorry, I have a disorder where I just kind of have to touch everybody on the train before I sit down." And somebody was like, if you And somebody was just like, yo, maybe don't do that because maybe not everyone wants to be touched. And the lady was like, okay, normally the urge goes away around the fourth person. And I counted that I was number 5, and I was like, you picked a great number. You picked a beautiful number. Beautiful number. So basically, she sat down, and she was just saying some of the weirdest things. She said something like, she was like, because clearly she's paranoid. She has some type of paranoia, schizophrenia, and maybe a hint of delusion, because she was talking to 3 people. She's clearly talking to 3 people in her mind. One of them is like a fashionista. Another one thinks that it's like a secret spy, or like she's holding like secret information on her phone. And then the third person is like the devil on her shoulder or some shit like that. Yeah, she like, for me, it was a quick assessment, but like the people who were listening just, they just find it funny. They just found it to be funny, which in a sense of nervousness, that's all you can really do. But like, the spy one was like, they fired you because you stole company secrets, which in a way made me think like, okay, maybe that's legit. But then the fashion one was like, no, they fired you because you keep listening to your other friend. And the other friend was like, they fired you. You haven't had a job since 2021. They fired you because you're batshit crazy. And I was like, damn. I didn't know you could get retrospective insight and a level of disrespect from your own consciousness all together. Nah, she took her shoes off and put like Bengay for 40 years, like the Bengay, you know that rubbing thing, that's, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, like the Tiger Balm. She took her shoes off, and mind you, 10 degrees in Chicago. 10 degrees in Chicago, barefoot on the train, and put that shit on her ankles. And her spy one was telling her, basically, if they don't see you coming, they're going to smell you coming. She was like, shut up. And then the fashion one was like, you should put your socks back on, they're cute. But then she like kept trying, and she kept doing this thing where like she has some type of like germ thing, but it's not very effective for her, because she would put her feet down and then see like there's crumbs or dirt on her foot. She would lift it up to clean it, then put it right back on the dirty floor, look at the other one, do the same thing, rinse and repeat. So like that kept her pretty busy for like 30 minutes. And I could tell like there was some people on the train who were uncomfortable by it, but like for me it was just like, this is the reality of the situation. Like, and the only reason why she was on the train that day was because it's free to ride the train. So for her it was a good thing. So like, I ultimately at the end of the day, it's an inconvenience, but I think very much so to myself, like, damn, we got to do something about this. And the solution is not banning people with mental issues off the train. It's like, we need people like her to have caretakers. CJ, she was fine on taking her in. I mean, CJ, I'm not here to judge. She might have been your cup of tea. And now, do I think it would have been worth ending some relationships that you have? Nah, bruh. Nah, bruh. But you know what? I totally disagree. Some of my best relationships were with some of the most boring girls. But boring girls are usually girls who have great hobbies. Boring girls have great hobbies. They're bookworms. They're computer nerds. They sit down and do their own thing. Because girls who require you to entertain them, truly, I would flip a table. I would flip a table and eat the pegs first, and shit the table out whole before going back into any one of those situations. I literally found a girl one time. She was like, "Oh yeah, let's," because we went on this date. We went on a day date, and she was like, "Let's go to a bathhouse, chill in the sauna and shit like that." And I thought this was gonna be one of the most uncomfortable, weird situations I've ever been in, but it was actually pretty dope. You'll regret it. You see a girl walking around holding books and shit, pushing up her glasses every 30 seconds. Go get her, and then dress her up, and then dress her up in all of your huge hoodie attire, and just watch. She'll be there. You'll come home and you'll just see shit done for you. There's the girl I'm talking to right now. Super shy. I asked her. She said, "Oh, I just wanted to let you know. I just wanted to let you know. We launched our product today." And I was like, "The one you were telling me about 2 weeks ago?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "You were supposed to keep me up to date with that. I asked you like 3 times." She was like, "Yeah, I was really shy and I wasn't sure if it was gonna work, so on and so forth." I was like, "Okay, so what happened?" This bitch is making shit for Coachella next year, in April, and she talking about everything sold out in 5 minutes. I was like, not me talking to a mastermind of Coachella. Now, does it help that she's 5'11", 6'4" in heels? Yeah, it does. I only date tall women. I'm 6'5", because you don't want to curse your children, right? Imagine me, 6'5", dating some 5'11", no, some 5'3" girl, right? Imagine you don't want to curse your lineage. Imagine me, 6'5", sitting there, big, strong, NFL player. And then I end up marrying and having kids with a 5'3", beautiful, smart, intelligent, great girl. And now he walking around with a long ass torso and his mama's ass. All throughout grade school and high school, he getting picked on. 'Cause he's 5'5", 5'8". He's just mad with me for the rest of his life. Just, nah, Dad, nah. Why? Nah, that can't be me. Long torso with your mama ass. Looking at, nah, can't even be mad at him. Talking about Gohan strong. Gohan also can turn into a Super Saiyan. I might have great genes, but I don't have Saiyan genes. But I can tell you what I'm going to be saying when she's in those genes. Hey, yo, that's an inappropriate conversation. on a family-friendly streaming platform. You gotta love it. We gotta love it. We gotta love it. And you know, I'm telling you, in my past life, I was either a battle rapper or stand-up comedian. Cause anytime I get a live audience, I'm good. I'm good for it. Or a salesman, politician, and you was a liar? I wouldn't want to be no liar. All right, what's the move, y'all? We're going to the gym. Hey, yo, what type of politician? Them is facts. Them's is facts. Well, who was you out here repping, big dog? I can talk and sell. Can you sell water to a whale? You could have been like, or you could have been like RFK Jr., JFK Jr., and then talk like this. Like, there's no way I'm taking health advice from a person who sounds like that. If you're taking health advice from someone who sounds like they could die at any moment, your priorities are fucked. He said, I can sell red popsicle too and black Baptist usher with white gloves. Hey, yo. Hey, yo, that's a deep one right there. That's a deep one, because how the hell did they gloves stay so crisp? How did they do it? And they had to have extra pairs in their pockets. No, because I literally saw Usher lead someone out of the congregation, fell on the floor multiple times. It was a scuffle. It was an altercation. Came back with white gloves. And I just don't think that should have been possible. Oh yeah. Especially that part of the wood that squeaked extra loud when Big Mama was walking by. See, because that was security for the church. If people be trying to leave before they pass the bin around, the collection, that was security. You hear that squeak, you know somebody trying to get out the back. Somebody was trying to get out the bag. Oh, yeah, super scuffed. They have to call in the buffer man. The buffer man just to hit that spot twice a month. Finishing, you gotta, you shuffling so damn hard, you taking the finish out of a table. You out of a. That's, hey yo, what up, Metadad? Happy New Year to you too. Tell us how you gonna be great. Hopefully everybody gonna get to prosper and do what they want to do. you make me want to stream or something? Yeah, go ahead, do it. Hey, turn your stream on right now. I'll raid you right now. Turn it on. I'll raid you right now. Hey, yo, look out, Anonymous. Look out, Anonymous. Appreciate you hooking up, MD Soul. You know I'm not playing. You know I'm a man of my word. You know I'm a man of my word. I'm a trendsetter, but you see, I only want to be a trendsetter. I never want to be more than a trendsetter, because once you become a pillar in the community, the opportunity for you to become a dickhead in the community is possible. I don't want to do too much. I want people to be like, oh, I know of Hero. He's alright. He's cool. But if he's a pillar in the community, somebody's got some bad shit to say about him. Yeah, I'm not. See, because, like I said, I'm the type of black person that people could, like, depending on who you grew up what you grew up listening to and doing in life, I might be a little off-putting to you, right? Because everybody to a certain extent likes Drake black people, like respectable politics. But I'm a Bernie Mac type of black person. I say motherfucker, right? I look people in the eye when I'm like, excuse the fuck out of me. Like, I'm only gonna ask you one time. So, like, I could get it. I'm not probably the best representation. I'm not a really good representative for certain situations. But, like, if you wanna like impose your will or make a mark, or you want somebody to advocate for some shit, oh, then call me every day, right? Call me every day. But, like, I look at some of the cooler people in my category. There's so many good, like, people in the category who just have a fluctuation. Because, like, okay, what business am I standing on? Because a lot of people, what was I gonna do? Say I knew how to program? No, I was a poser. I lied on the resume, got the job. Did I do all the work afterwards? Sure. I just took the shortcut. But you still have to do the work. But yeah, somebody was talking about, oh, I want to do it the way Hero do it. No, don't do it like me. If this ain't a rap song, bet you can't do it like me. Nope. Yeah. And the one thing that I'll always have in my back pocket is it's all documented. You could go back and watch we're on year 5 now. 5 years. It's all there. Like, and even if I even on the days that I don't code when I'm streaming, there's hundreds of people I've bothered offline. It's really a passion, right? Because, like, I think the thing that people, like, won't really, you can tell, like, how good are you at your craft really is told by the tools and your surroundings, right? Like, how good are you to the point where your elbows go to a certain part, so this place is now peeling off because you've just spent so many hours in this same position every day, right? Or the fact that you gotta have like 3 pillows on your ass because, you sitting here. Or you fix your posture. My doctor came back and said my posture is better. And I was like, yeah, I figured out I was gonna be sitting at this motherfucking desk for a long time, so I got some shit to make sure I had good posture. Like, your surroundings really will start to dictate like this. If you ever gone to a gym, and the body bag, the boxing body bag, doesn't just have a film of duct tape around it, ain't nobody really in that gym punching. A little bit of grittiness to your demeanor isn't a bad thing. It isn't a bad thing. Yeah, that Hank Hill. That Hank Hill. You know, I'm good for a few squats here and there. We were gonna do leg day today anyway when we were at the gym. I'm gonna try and run me 2 miles today at the gym. MetaDev girl, have you turned your stream on yet? No pressure. Just asking for a friend.
Hey guys, I'm Jotson. I do game development in Godot engine. I'm currently working on this game.
Just hit the button. That's what I'm talking about. I want to be this is the type of influence I want to have on people. Turn your stream on. Don't come to my stream talking about you want to stream. Nah, turn your stream on, fam. Turn your stream on. Turn your stream on.
The thing about long-term relationships
Yeah,
is
starting soon.
sometimes
That's
you
what I'm
spice
talking
things
about.
up. Look at that. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell. A brand new classic. You're welcome.
We're gonna be back tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, we're gonna be drawing. I'll be updating the schedule for. I'll be updating the schedule so everyone can see. What the hell is that noise? Oh, it's a commercial. For Prize Pick. Hey, and that's what we're here to do, and that's why I have to bring back the nighttime stream, right? Somebody was like, "Hero, why are you bringing back the nighttime stream?" And it's because the people need me.
The people.
Because you came here to learn how to center a div, but you stayed because of the motivation. Fuck. You know, nobody watching me here for the cutting edge goober shit for AI. No. It's because the community needed me. Now, we got some pillars. We got some pillars in the community that can hold a high view camp, but are they motivating you to get better? I reckon to say amongst the vast majority of mother lovers in the category, I stand alone as the chosen one as far as motivating people to get that shit done. I take pride in it. I take pride in it. And in order for me to do that, in order for me to fill my space, I gotta come meet people where they are. In the middle of the night, when they're searching for answers. You didn't know it was gonna come in the form of a 6'5", 300-pound black man. You're welcome. But no, in all seriousness, it was in the back of my mind, so I knew that if I'm suffering from this sense of energy, if I'm suffering from this lack of like getting some shit done, then other people who are also in my same space have to be feeling the same way, right? So that's what I decided to do, make sure I got that shit going. And now that we're there, we're gonna go. But I'll see you guys Saturday morning. We'll treat it as our Saturday morning cartoon session. Like, basically, for all y'all that don't know, basically someone threatened me and told me I need to get 30 pages of the comic book out, or I can forget about making money off of it. So we're gonna do some drawing. We're gonna bring that back. it's just a way to hold myself accountable. There isn't going to be a lot to it. But if you want to sit back, listen to some music, watch me draw, rant and rave about people I've met on the train, we could do that. And I greatly appreciate it, but we're going to go see ourselves to the gym. We're going to see ourselves to the gym. But Metadev Girl is up and running, so we're going to go see her. And we're going to take a little raid message over there. Y'all let her know a stranger sent you.
Get down.
It's all fun and games. I greatly appreciate y'all. Just so we're all clear, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, those are going to be my 3 streaming days. Monday will be shorter than usual stream. It'll be about a 2-hour stream. Wednesday will be strictly programming and a few news stream stories, but any one of them could be any one of them. So our goal is to just get into a rhythm, a flow, right? Remember, our goal is to get 1 million views, 1 million views on YouTube. So if you are not following me on YouTube, you should. And if you aren't hitting that notification bell for all of my stories that come out, you should. And sharing that shit so we can get to 1 million. Because the sooner I get to 1 million, the sooner I can come back full time, right? Let's make it happen. I'll see you guys on the other side. Love your faces. Wait, did I start my raid message? I don't know. I don't think I did. Nope. Oh, I did? Then I'm just a really bad streamer because I can't see it. No, I don't think I sent it out. I didn't send it out. Hold on. Maybe I did. No, I didn't. What did I press? Oh, it's an invalid username? I don't know how to spell metadev. Hold on. Yeah, it's been a minute. Alright, I got it. I'm a pro. I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm trying to tell him. Alright, we going now. Where is she getting up and going?